Ethan Grunkemeyer from Lewis Center, Ohio, 21 minutes away from where we stand today. What a great opportunity for this kid. First down and 10 of the 25, and they'll pitch it. Allen, and a big hole. Katron Allen, and he'll get to midfield. That's the way you want to start if you're Penn State. First down and 10 of the 49. Empty backfield. Grunkemeyer, quick toss, out wide, caught. That's Ross, and he'll get it upfield, gain 5 yards.
It's Caleb Downs, probably the smartest defender in college football. The Swiss Army knife of defense. He plays all over the place, and his ability to stop the run is going to play a huge piece in today's game.
On second down and 4. And Penn State running it. Arvell restops Katron Allen, tackles him for a loss of 2. Third down and 6 at the 45. Twins on both sides of the field. And they'll run it. Looking for that first down. Katron Allen will not get it. He gains 3. So Gabriel Wosu, the largest punter in college football, first year as the starting punter, sends it away. Ennis with the fair catch, 31 yards. So that brings on Julian Sayin. Last time out, folks, he threw for almost 400 yards. First down and 10 at the 11. Sayin, play action on first down, guns it over the middle, and he's got Carnell Tate. Tate gets up to the 30-yard line, first down, gain of 19. First down at the 31. Bo Jackson in the backfield. They give it to him, and he gets tackled immediately. Keon Wiley, a loss of 4 defensively for Penn State. Second down and 14 at the 27-yard line. Opening series for the Buckeyes. Here's a handoff. Bo Jackson, and Bojack, nice cut. Third down and 5 at the 36. Empty backfield for Sayin. Here's Sayin looking near side, back shoulder caught. Guess who? Jeremiah Smith, the best player in all of college football. First down and 10 at the 46. Sayin again to throw it. Under pressure, checks it down. And at the 40-yard line, Bennett Christian will go out of bounds. He gains 3. Second down and 7 at the 43. The original Jay Cool was Joe Cool. Joe Montana underneath. And Jeremiah Smith picks up a first down on the slant. It's a gain of 10. First down and 10 at the 33. Here's a handoff. Jackson. And Bo Jackson barreling forward. Sayin off to a good start. 4 for 4. No surprise. Second and 2 at the 25. Out of the eye. Donaldson in there. Second man through. They give it to him. He picks up the first. C.J. Donaldson, the West Virginia transfer from Florida. 9th play of the drive that started at the 11-yard line for Ohio State. First and 10 of the 21. They fake the pitch. Sayin drops it off. Near side. Caught. Max Clare, the Purdue transfer, who's having a terrific season for Sayin. Safety valve. That's his 21st catch of the year. Gain of 6. Second down and 4 at the 15. James Peoples in the backfield now for Ohio State. And they give it to C.J. Donaldson. Not a lot. Third and 3 at the 14. Sayin underneath. Caught. Jeremiah Smith, touchdown, Buckeyes.
You attack the space with the football. Just so happens you do it with Jeremiah Smith. He's again in a one-on-one. I'm surprised Penn State's been trying to go one-on-one with Smith.
Extra point up and good.
I mean, again, like if they're going to single cover him, it is going to be a field day for number 4.
So Grunkemeyer hands it off. Katron Allen runs into a pile and gains a yard.
He is one of the best defenders in all of college football.
6'4", 243, runs a 4.5. Here's a handoff to Allen. Katron Allen bulldozes his way forward. Third down and 3 at the 32-yard line. Allen remains in the game. Grunkemeyer off his back foot, under pressure, And he just has to get it away. But he had red jerseys chasing him. So Penn State punting it away. Brandon Ennis is the deep man. And he fields it at the 25. First down and 10 of the 25 for Ryan Day's offense. Here's a handoff. Isaiah West, freshman from Philly, gains a yard.
You know, listen, when he's single covered, he's getting the football. That's exactly what Ohio State wants to see.
Here's Sayin under pressure, lets it go, incomplete. And a flag on the play. Zane Durant with pressure on Sayin. Brandon Ennis, the target. Zion Tracy in coverage.
You know what's shocking? This is about to be the very first pass interference call against a defense playing against Ohio State. With all these great wide receivers, you would think there would be more. There's also a flag in the backfield.
They're offsetting fouls in the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
These are not offsetting. He's going to get that correct.
Holding defense. The defensive holding penalty has been declined. The roughing the passer has been accepted. Automatic first down.
There you go. So Greg Blum there, not offsetting. So you had roughing the passer in the backfield, that hit on Julian Sayin. Then there was the hold on Brandon Ennis.
Isaiah West remains in the game at running back. Sayin over the middle and caught. Ennis. Brandon Ennis. First down and 10 at the 30. Sayin again under pressure. Lets it go and throws it out of bounds. Penn State bringing some heat. First incompletion of the day for Julian Sayin. Campbell. Dennis Sutton with pressure.
Missed assignment up front. And again, this would just be...
42 was in the area. Correction, number 17 was in the area. No foul.
So they're saying Julian Sayin wasn't quite out of the tackle box. So therefore, in order to throw it away, he needed a receiver in the area. Carnell Tate was in the area over there on the right side. Therefore, it was not intentional grounding.
Makes it second down and 10 at the 30. Empty backfield. Now they shift. West running left with a hole. And a first down. They're looking for
these wide receivers block about as well as anybody in the sport. That's a credit to their coach, Brian Hartline.
First down and 10 of the 19. West again, trying to squeeze through the hole. He'll stumble forward.
He was here with Ryan Day for the last 3 years as coordinator, but the institutional knowledge also goes the other way. You know, Ryan Day knows exactly what Jim Knowles is going to be trying to do.
Sayin swings it out wide to Ennis. He breaks a tackle, stays on his feet. Yards after the catch. Third down and 2 at the 11. Sayin straight ahead. Donaldson, first down Bucks. Luke Montgomery, number 51, had a chance to learn with Donovan Jackson last year when Jackson moved to left tackle. First down and goal at the 6. And Donaldson. And that may take us to the end of the quarter. Quinshon Judkins, who was a national champion last year running back with these Buckeyes, off to a great start in his career with the Cleveland Browns. Second and goal at the 7. Sayin looking. Sayin underneath. Caught inside the 5 by Carnell Tate. A gain of 3. Campbell with the tackle.
Penn State desperately needs a stop here. A 2-possession game with a backup quarterback and Ethan Grunkemeyer is just not a position that they're going to feel comfortable in. And really anybody is going to feel comfortable in this building against this defense. This is a must stop for Penn State right here.
Third down and goal at the 4. Jeremiah Smith, the receiver, at the bottom of your screen. Sayin looks that way. In trouble. Just flings it in. Knocked down by DeLuca. Well done by the Penn State defense. And that'll force a field goal attempt for Ohio State. Dennis Sutton with pressure.
I'll tell you, this is a great rush right in the middle of this offensive line right here. Watch this spin move. That's a brilliant spin move by just a true freshman. That's Chaz Coleman with the pressure right in Sayin's face. And because it was so quick, he didn't have time to slide away. Sutton is there as well, Gus, like you said, and he's got to get rid of the football. And Penn State gets exactly what they desperately needed, which is the field goal unit on the field for Ohio State.
Chaz Coleman from Warren, Ohio. Fielding comes in from 22 yards. And it's good. We'll let it fly. And a line drive into the end zone for a touchback.
Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, has brought an NFL style of defense. This is not a college defense. This is the New England Patriots defense that they run schematically.
First down and 10 of the 25, near side throw, Ross, and he's dropped immediately by Caleb Downs. The real Michael Myers was not 6'6", 265, walking around with a butcher's knife. Come on, Katron Allen.
So wait, so he drives to the, I would assume the costume store, and he's like, yeah, and you have the Mike Myers in 6'6"?
Right.
They're like, wait, no one's ever asked for that.
So that makes it third down for Penn State. They need 9 yards. Listen to this crowd. Here comes a blitz. Grunkemeyer underneath. Nice toss. Devontae Ross ran a great route. And it's a first down for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, beautiful concept here on the right side for Penn State. Trying to get Devontae Ross open. So what they do is they clear out in front of Ross and then allow him to come behind those vacated routes.
Grunkemeyer with time. That one thrown slightly behind Kyron Hudson, and he was open.
And Hudson came in from USC, and you're right, he was open there, and Grunkemeyer just needs to calm down here. He's trying to orchestrate this offense as just a second-time starter.
Second down and 10, in trouble, drops it off. Singleton, nice catch in space, and that's where they want to get Nick Singleton. As he gets to midfield, that's a gain of 16. Singleton now straight ahead.
It's been so interesting. Nick Singleton is such a talented guy, and Gus, his production hasn't been there this year.
Second down and 5 of the 44. Here's the pitch. Allen gets outside, cuts it in, and Katron Allen. Needed 5 yards. He gets a first down. Penn State moving the football now at the 37. They're going to throw it. Clifford looking. Clifford, and he'll gun it in the direction of Hudson. Ohio State not fooled.
And they're moving the football and then go to a gimmick, and it's second and long.
Clifford in as the Wildcat quarterback on 2nd and 10. No gain on this play.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. You watch film of Penn State, and they'll have a series going, but then all of a sudden they try something that's a bit more of a gimmick. They could try with Clifford on the outside, and then now it's a third and long.
Third down and 10. Grunkemeyer looking. First down, Penn State. Clifford found a soft spot, and on 3rd and 10, he gains 14. First and 10 at the 24. Here's the handoff. Allen running around the right side, and he'll cut it up. Styles with the tackle, and it's a 2-yard gain.
One of the areas that you can attack this Ohio State defense is in the seams, right down the middle of the field. Watch one of these tight ends to your left and see if they can try to get somebody in the middle of the field down the seam.
11th play of the drive, and they'll run it. Singleton gets around the corner. Nice cut. And he'll go inside the Ohio State 10. That's a gain of 13. Drew Aller watching, coaching. He's been present every day since his injury. Allen in the backfield. They give it to him, and he's dragged down from behind. Will Smith, and it's a 1-yard gain. Singleton, the pistol back. Singleton straight ahead, and he'll get inside the Ohio State 5. 3rd and goal at the 3. Singleton on the pitch. Singleton, touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Gus, they've come back to that play now 3 times. The very first snap of the game, they ran this toss sweep. Now they've got extra offensive linemen in again. Watch these guys get out on the outside. And Ohio State has not adjusted to that formation. It's an overload again with the 6th offensive lineman. And just like I said, when they go back to the toss sweep, they do it. And Singleton is into the end zone. The first touchdown Ohio State has given up in the first half all season long.
Nick Singleton with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. Barker in for the extra point, and it's good. Singleton, 48 career touchdowns now. Is Nittany going to pitch tonight?
I think he's probably going to start. Who knows how long he'll go on only 3 days rest. You kind of have to start him, though.
First down and 10 of the 25 for the Buckeyes. Play fake. Sayin with time. Dancing around. Drops it off near side. Incomplete. Brandon Ennis, the intended receiver. But I tell you what, Jim Knowles' defense is putting some pressure on Julian Sayin. Ennis is in the slot up there. Smith at the bottom of your screen. They'll run it. Jackson. And he's tripped up by King Mack. Sayin, empty backfield. Sayin in trouble. Sayin breaks a tackle, gets upfield, shows his legs, first down, Ohio State.
Subtle move, steps away from 2 Nittany Lions, tucks the ball away, and runs for a first.
First down. Underneath, it's caught. This time, Jeremiah Smith, and he'll pick up another first down. First down and 10 to the 48-yard line. Jackson stretches it out, and he's ridden down to the 45 by Alonzo Ford Jr.
Jim Knowles certainly is going to be aware of that, and right here he's got safeties back. You wonder if they're going to double team Smith.
2nd down and 7 of the 45. Sayin steps into his throw. Tate! Touchdown! Tater!
Contested catch this year always goes Tate's way. He has been remarkable on down the field passes, and again comes down with it for a touchdown.
7th receiving touchdown of the year for Cardell Tate. Extra point is good. 17-7.
But I tell you what, man, Tate down the field has been such a threat this year.
3:41 to go here in the 2nd quarter. And Penn State will run it. Corey Smith. And he gets stuck on special teams. Nice coverage. And a handoff to Katron Allen. Nice cut. Lowers his shoulder and gets 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. Penn State with all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 1. Grunkemeyer. That one thrown a little short. Intended for Pena. 3rd down and 1 at the 34. Allen looking for that first down, and he'll get it.
Boy, I love the way that they've come out and run the football with Katron Allen, Nick Singleton.
First down and 10 at the 37. Allen. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Caden McDonald, man in the middle, approaching the 2-minute timeout. Grunkemeyer on the move. Incomplete. Watch number 8 at the bottom of your screen for Ohio State. That's Reese. Grunkemeyer on the move, and incomplete. Pena the target again. Wosu needs to really pin the Buckeyes deep in their own territory. Lets it go. He's 6'6", 300 pounds, and that one trickles into the end zone. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Buckeyes. And it's Donaldson. Great energy, great enthusiasm on our team. And look at this. Picked up. Do the Nittany Lions have it? Yes, they do. Coleman. Grunkemeyer gives it to Allen. And Allen hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage by Caleb Downs. No gain. Grunkemeyer to Allen. And he'll get inside the 10. Sonny Styles with the tackle. Trips at the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 6 at the 9. And a timeout called by the Buckeyes.
Grunkemeyer has got to slow down in the pocket. He's been rushed. If he slows down and takes his time, he can be more accurate.
3rd down and 6 at the 9. Grunkemeyer sprints out. Shovel pass! Katron Allen down at the 1-yard line. Great call by Andy Kotelnicki. 1st and goal at the 1. Allen, touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Great job over here by the right side. And then you've got Caleb Downs who comes in, contacts Allen in the backfield, but you can see him reaching over the goal line with that ball. Contact happens about that 1-yard line. And then he just keeps fighting and is able to extend over the goal line for a Nittany Lion touchdown. What a sequence for Terry Smith and Penn State, and the confidence going in at halftime.
Superfly, that was his nickname when he was a wide receiver with Penn State. Ryan Barker in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. So how about this, folks? 20 seconds to play in the first half. A 3-point game. And he lets this one bounce into the end zone.
And couldn't you just feel the love for Ohio State from Terry Smith, or excuse me, for Penn State for Terry Smith?
Oh man, he loves his school.
Man, he's a Penn State guy. He said every opportunity in his career, whether it was a player or coaching, has come because of his ties to Penn State. He wants this job. He's coaching for this job. Incumbent on this defense, led by Jim Knowles, the coordinator, just to go out there and try to get a stop early in this 3rd quarter, give that ball back to an offense that really found a rhythm in the 2nd quarter.
So here we go, start of the 2nd half, as Ohio State comes on the field. 1st down and 10 of the 25 for the Buckeyes. Play fake, Sayin rolls out of the pocket. Sideline throw, 1st down. Will Kaczmarek with the catch this time. 2nd string tight end, gains 14 from the 39 now. 1st down. Ohio State. Sayin steps into his throw. Tate got it! Inside the Penn State 5. Tatum again. 57 yards. 1st down and goal at the 4 now. Tate in motion. Jackson. And Bo Jackson gets inside the 1. Carnell Tate, folks, 4 catches, 126 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down and goal at the 2. Jackson. And he won't get in. Bo Jackson downed. 3rd down and goal at the 1. Donaldson in. He's the power back. They give it to him. Leans. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Donaldson's able to just elude that bit of pressure and find that block of Sarafeld, number 67. He gets behind him and finds the end zone and atones for that fumble before the end of the half.
So Jaden Fielding comes in for the extra point. Ohio State wasted no time scoring to start the 2nd half. Buckeyes send it away. Corey Smith, the deep man. And he has to pick this one up off the bounce. Crosses the 10 and gets drilled. I think, was that Urban coaching that team? First down and 10 at the 13. Grunkemeyer, far side, caught by Dinkins and out of bounds. Second down and 1 at the 22. Singleton. Push forward, and it looks like he'll get it. And he gets a first down. First down and 10. Grunkemeyer, short throw, caught, Pena. And he'll get forward.
There, look at this little shift here. Offensive line all on the right side.
Second down and 4. Pena again, look at the first down, and he has it. First down and 10 at the 33. Clifford in at quarterback. They hand it off. From the 36, Grunkemeyer. Wide throw, caught, and it's Clifford who gets drilled by Sonny Styles out of bounds. Grunkemeyer. Nobody home, and he'll go down. Kenyatta Jackson.
On the far side of the field, coverage doing a great job passing it off. Wide receivers not working open. Grunkemeier's trying to get out of the pocket, and there's Michael Myers for the sack.
First sack of the game by either team. Ennis lets that one go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Jackson in the backfield. Sayin drops it out. Jeremiah Smith turns it up. Won't make that Brandon Ennis. Turns it up. And he will gain 6. Second down and 4 at the 22. Tate with 2 huge receptions today. Over 100 yards receiving. Now Sayin going deep for Smith. Got it! Jeremiah down at the 20.
There are times every game where it doesn't matter what the coverage is. You've got to take a shot to Jeremiah Smith.
First down and 10 of the 21-yard line. Sayin again. This time it's Tate. Ooh, beautiful. Open field tackle by Davion Collins. Sayin started 7 for 7, then went 2 for 5, but 7 for 7 since. Sayin. Here's Ennis, and Ennis breaks a tackle, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Third down and 12 at the 23. Julian Sayin over the middle, incomplete, and a flag. Max Clare was the target. A.J. Harris in coverage.
You can see that right hand locked on his hip, the left hand over the shoulder, and he's just holding him right there, and Clare can't get to the ball.
Defense number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And now that is the first pass interference that has been called against the defense going against Ohio State all year long, which is, again, it's remarkable to believe that that's the case, but that is the case, and that's going to move the chains, and it'll be first down inside the 10. But again, Gus, I go back to, that out pitch. What are you great at? Terry Smith knew it coming in that this team was explosive throwing the football. We saw him open the game with Sayin, throwing it around, and now they've gone to it here early in the third quarter. This passing game is as good or better than any in college football.
My goodness, Sayin 17 of 20, 300 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes. First down and goal at the 8. Jackson. And he'll get close to the 5.
And the patience of Smith, here's the thing. He's going to get his. He's just so good. He's going to get his. But the more that Tate can excel on the opposite side, the more he's going to have chances late in the season to go against single coverage and have opportunities to affect the game.
Second down and goal at the 6. They hand it off. Donaldson. And he's dragged down at the 1 after a 5-yard gain. Donaldson, single setback. It's his time. Play fake. Sayin looks. Touchdown, Buckeyes! is Brett Christian. What a day for Julian Sayin. 18 of 21, 301 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a long of 57. Fielding for the extra point. Got it. And this one will be brought out of the end zone by Quentin Martin Jr. Ill-advised. And he'll be tackled as he crosses the 15. And I got mine, Joel. That's right.
I got mine.
That's right.
There we
Brutus
go.
is 60. Here's Gruckemeyer. And he gets it away. 2nd down and 7 at the 21. Here's a handoff on the right side. Katron Allen. See, you didn't want to mess your hair up. You wouldn't put your hat on. I saw that.
I put it on. I
know
put
you
it
did.
on.
Yeah.
It was just happened to be over the headset. These wide receivers have got to win. This group has got to create a picture for a completion for Gruckemeyer.
3rd down and 5. Gruckemeyer looking, nobody there, delivers, and it's Ross. Nice turn. And he gains 8 yards into 1st down.
Devontae Ross, who's able to scamper for the first.
So 1st down at the 31, Katron Allen. He'll gain no yards on this play. Couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Kenyatta Jackson's been terrific.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 at the 31. Gruckemeyer underneath, that ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. 3rd down and long for Penn State at their own 31. Gruckemeyer. Here comes a pressure. Phil Reese.
There's no chance for Gruckemeyer right there. Doesn't run past him. He just tracks him down and brings him down to the ground. Arvell Reese, a missile.
Ennis ready to return from the 22. And he'll get up to the 30 before being dropped. A 58-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Julian Sayin has been sensational today for Ohio State. And it's Peoples. And he'll pick up a 1st down. Just saying. Heisman, maybe? We'll see. With a performance like this, Peoples again. And he'll gain 2. Let's check in with Jenny.
Now, I know we've been talking about Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate all day. Well, I was at practice on Thursday. I pulled them both aside. I said, be honest with me. You got to tell me if there's competitiveness between both of you. And they truly said, we understand if we push each other, we're going to get better. Jeremiah Smith told me there's this reputation that receivers are divas. It is the furthest thing at Ohio State. And Coach Day told me it really is our DNA. If you're going to be about yourself, this isn't the place for you.
Oh, great story, Jenny. And I agree with those young men 100%. Just terrific young men. Had a chance to chat with Jeremiah yesterday. He said, I'm not frustrated.
You see them now finally on that last series go to him in double coverage. You know, and that's something that we haven't seen a lot of from Ohio State so far this year.
That's what you were arguing with Chip Kelly about last year. I'll never forget that. He's not open. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He's always open.
Chip and I had a spirit.
Oh, my gosh. I was getting nervous, folks.
Well, this is going to be Ohio State's first punt of the game. A bit surprised they went to the run game there on 3rd down. Maybe trying to prove a point, trying to get that part of their game better. It's, you know, it's so hard. Their passing game is so elite that unless their run game is elite, everyone gets frustrated.
So Joe McGuire comes in, sends it away. Ross at the 10, and flags. A 43-yard punt. It looks like this will go against Bryson Rogers.
Fair catch interference, number 13 of the kicking team. From the spot of the foul, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, timeout in the field.
I think we saw some of that fourth gear in the third quarter with that passing game down the field.
First down and 10 at the 25. And Grunkemeyer to Singleton, who's ambushed before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. Fifth tackle for a loss for the Ohio State defense today. Grunkemeyer sprints out, delivers, and it's Ross. He gets upfield, Reese again with the tackle. Third down and 7 at the 28. Penn State 6 of 11 on third down conversions. Here's some trickery. Grunkemeyer, not very good.
Illegal motion, offense number 16, Witten motion from the line of scrimmage. That penalty's decline. Result of play, fourth down.
So that'll make it fourth down and 21 as they lose 14. Kenyatta Jackson. Ennis with the fair catch at the 37. Ohio State now with the football, first down and 10 at their own 38. Jackson. Jackson. Go! Jackson! Out of bounds at the 10.
The explosive run that has eluded them all season long, and finally here in the second half after that passing game had taken over, and Bo Jackson finally is able to break one on this Penn State defense.
Third play of 50 or more yards today for Ohio State. First and 10 at the 11. Smith in motion. Sayin over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Jeremiah Smith! Money on the rise. Come on, man.
Give me that! Touchdown! Buckeyes!
Holy extra point. Good. Jeremiah Smith, 6 catches, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know, folks, all the quarterbacks usually get the Heisman Trophy. So you can give the Heisman to whoever you want. But Jeremiah Smith, what'd you say during halftime? I mean, during the break?
That's the best player in America.
That's the best player in America.
That one right there.
Right there. That dude, number 4. Let's go downstairs to the best sideline reporter in America, Jenny
All right.
Tab.
Well, you know what, Gus? Everyone had to see a replay of that amazing catch from Jeremiah Smith. Everyone was gathered around the tablets watching it back.
First down and 10 at the 25 for Penn State. Grunkemeyer lost it. And the Nittany Lions jump on it. Pressure being applied by Edric Houston. Second down and 16 at the 19-yard line. Grunkemeyer out wide. Pena, not a lot. We get back to the line of scrimmage. McDonald. But coming into this game, remember, Ohio State, the #1 scoring defense in the country, giving up 5.9 points per game. Third down and 15. Sideline throw, and it's a catch.
Beautiful.
Hudson, did he get his foot in bounds? Yes, he did.
Yeah, that
First down, Nittany Lions.
Beautiful throw and catch from Grunkemeyer.
And they can build on these positive experiences. Wildcat quarterback in, that's Katron Allen, as they take on Indiana next week at home. Ouch.
These teams all held their first 8 opponents under 17 points. All 4 of those teams ended up winning the national championship.
Grunkemeyer over the middle. Oh, nice throw and catch. Wonderful job by Kobe Howard. His second catch of the season for 26.
These are 2 great throws. First to Kyron Hudson on the left side, and then here Grunkemeyer gets some time and layers this ball just over Arvell Reese to the young Kobe Howard, the freshman that they really like.
First down from the 34, and incomplete. And a flag coming up against Caleb Downs. And that's Dinkins. This may be targeting against Downs.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, because Dinkins is going to get defenseless player protection. So any contact forcibly to the head or neck area is going to be a targeting. Plus Downs, yeah, he goes upstairs with that shoulder. And I would be surprised if this is waved off. And now happening in the second half, it means that he would lose the first half as Ohio State goes to Purdue next week.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness with targeting. Defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty. The ruling of targeting is under further review.
You know, Downs normally, he knows better. When you watch on film, he almost always goes low into the body. But here, as Dinkins misses that ball, look at him extend and go up and accelerate up into that face area of Dinkins with the shoulder.
After review, there was no foul for targeting. However, there was a personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 2, half the distance to go, automatic. First down.
Thank you, Mike.
Great.
You got it. And obviously they looked at it that way.
I wish that's how this penalty was always. You know, for the 15 yards, great, but let's not eject players. That's what I've been arguing for a long time. So I like that that's the direction that they went.
Katron Allen running hard today. Allen, he may have the first down. You know, actually, they give him 9. A good drive for Penn State. Here's Allen again, stutter step at the line of scrimmage. Tried to spin to get the first down, will not get it. Big boys, Caden McDonald in on the play. He's doing great, better than great, against the #1 team in the nation and the #1 defense in the nation. Great experience for him. As Singleton.
Good push here by the right side of the offensive line, and Singleton is able to find a little bit of a crease and then roll forward for the line to gain.
First down and goal. Grunkemeyer in the corner, incomplete. Hudson, the target, it was deflected by Sonny Styles. Second down and goal at the 9. Grunkemeyer underneath. That worked earlier, not this time for Katron Allen. He gets 2. Grunkemeyer, here's the pressure. Grunkemeyer throws, incomplete. Sonny Styles.
Desperate to hold him under 17 here, Matt Patricia's defense. I expect him to go with that pressure look again, because these wide receivers have not shown the ability to get away from man coverage. They can play man coverage on the outside and try to present pressure on Grunkemeyer in the backfield.
4th down and goal at the 7. Grunkemeyer in the end zone, and it's intercepted. Caleb Downs. So Ohio State with the football at the 20. Bo Jackson. And they will probably keep his hands full as he gains 5 for the final 4:18 of the 4th quarter.
Here we're sitting with Penn State about to lose their 5th game in a row. James Franklin out at Penn State. It's hard to fathom how quickly this all crumbled in State College.
And Jackson again, first down.
James Franklin's, if you want to call them shortcomings in those big matchups, were well chronicled. And it started to pop up again when they lost to Oregon, and they've never recovered.
UCLA, Northwestern. And here's Jackson running hard, Iowa.
As we take a look at what the undefeated #1 team in the country faces down the stretch, certainly manageable until you get to that game up north in Ann Arbor, where Ryan Day will try to get his first win against Michigan since 2019.
Wolverines are waiting for him. They play Purdue today. Taking us to the 2-minute warning. Here's a handoff to Jackson, and quickly, Joel. Who's the leader in the clubhouse to get this Penn State job so far? Do you know?
We don't know. What I do know, though, is that they're going to need a great fit.
2nd down and 7 for the Buckeyes out of the offset eye. Peoples. Your thoughts on LSU?
Oh, man. When you look at LSU, Penn State, and Florida, those are probably 3 of the top 10, 11 jobs in all of college football. And I can't remember, you know, a cycle that had that many big jobs, really marquee jobs. And what's interesting is you're starting to see around the country these guys that like their location and like where they're at take their names out of the ring. Dan Lanning emphatically saying, no, I'm staying at Oregon. Curt Cignetti got the extension at Indiana. Matt Rule just got an extension at Nebraska, which is starting to limit, you know, the coaching search for all of these teams. I think Brian Kelly will coach again. Where that is, not sure. James Franklin will certainly coach again. A name that keeps coming up is obviously Lane Kiffin. He hasn't done the extension at Ole Miss. That's going to be one to watch. Alex Golish at South Florida is a name that a lot of people have brought up. I think he's done a fabulous job there with the Bulls. Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, although Texas is getting after Vandy today in DKR. And, you know, a name I'll just throw out, and Buckeye fans, you can throw your remote at your TV, but Brian Hartline is going to be mentioned, you know, for some of these openings, and rightly so.
I think Coach Kelly will be a great fit at Penn State. You talked about fit. There's Brian Hartline.
$167 million in buyout money, you know, spent by these programs around the country. That's a wild, staggering amount.
Pat Fitzgerald is available as well. Another tremendous coach.
And a season that, you know, for the Penn State faithful, they're going to want to forget. Obviously, with all the expectations and the hype surrounding some of these guys coming back, not going to the NFL, thought that they were going to recreate what Michigan was able to do in 2023, Ohio State in 2024, but it just hasn't materialized.
Julian Sayin, big day. 3 incompletions, 4 touchdowns. How about that?
I'd say that's a good day.
15 touchdown passes, no interceptions over his last 5 games. Coach Day, Coach Smith, Ryan Day, and his Buckeyes do it again.